So one of the key observations I'd like to take forward here is organization. In this instance, we said the core business needs to focus on organization change and not on technology. And which comes up a lot of times, that it's, the technology can help you. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't invest. Absolutely, you should. But it doesn't mean that you should invest thinking that you can leapfrog away from the changes you want to make in the organization, because the breakout will happen. Because once your consultants go, once your reports go, once your pilot projects go, you may not see that benefit. In this instance, when we were supposed to measure them, we took process, we took technology, but we broke the people part into 4 different sections. So instead of people being just people, we says we want to measure much more deeply about people being, what's the corporate culture, what's the organization, what's the collaboration, what's the skills of the people. And when you start to do all that and more, what you're doing is you're giving a lot more measurement points to the people aspect of things. And that's what I want to emphasize on, is when we were doing this consulting project, what happened was we said, can we make the people part a lot more expansive? And that happens when you start to measure them, is you measure them in a lot more detail on the people part. And this is where the results became interesting, because when you start to ask more and more questions around the people part, in every section, cybersecurity, you could go into automation details or other aspects of it, all that and more. As you go on the people part, you will see a lot more gaps there. The lacking part happened to be the culture. The measurement of collaboration had to be a lot more. That and more is very important on this change management piece. And as we heard about the AI piece earlier, the transformation piece, that how you're going to measure all that and more is possibly what's going to make the difference between a successful AI project versus something that just may not cross the pilot phase. So again, how you are measuring your people in how many different categories is going to determine a lot in terms of how well you can harvest the AI tool. So as you expand across the organization, you will begin to see a lot of those dots, and it's about the whole ecosystem and how you're measuring your people. The organization in this instance was very satisfied, because for the first time they could execute on a report, they could see what the organization is possible, and they could also say, well, maybe we don't need all the tools, we're good to have things, and we can do a lot more research and link the AI to measurable activities for ROI. They may not achieve them all right now, but I think they're on path of doing things.